Yeah. Welcome back to another episode of the WazzyCircus Radio, the show where I sit down with the most amazing people that I've met in over a decade of professional skydiving and kind of hanging out, man. Uh, Happy Monday, Gra. I don't know the date today, but we are going to Cali in a couple days. Yo, stop what you're doing right now, like, subscribe, and please leave a comment. That's what it says. What up? Okay, shout out to our Patreon Patriots. Yo, without you, we can't get the wheels up. We've got a lot done. You can track what we've got done. We got the jerseys. We got the website. We're going big. We need new cameras. We need the pivot cam by Ross. We'll figure that out. Leave what you think it's worth, and we'll keep on bringing you hot shit. WazzyCircus.com is up. You can check out the jerseys, the suits, the adventures. The Canopy Adventure is on Thursday. Right now, it is Monday. We're gathering gear. There's 15 of us coming to Cali. First stop's the tunnel, baby. Right on. Our toast to life today is Buffalo Trace. My guest wanted a bourbon, and I found the best bourbon. Well, that's what the guy said it was. And this is what Joe Rogan talks about all the time. They're a sponsor of Rogan. They've been around since 1775. Here we go. The bold heritage of the mighty buffalo and the individuality and pioneering spirit of those early Americans are again found in Buffalo Trace, Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. Bourbon whiskey. I know Scott just
were
from
the
Scotland.
original Americans pioneering, or were they just here?
Yeah, that's right. Well, that depends who you consider an American.
Okay.
I think they
maybe that's
consider
what I'm getting at.
the other ones were Americans. These were the Americans because they could shoot from the trains as they went by and slaughter everything. They were the Americans. Have you seen the Beefeater vodka?
Gin.
Yeah. The dude on front with the rifle.
Okay.
They used to hang out of the trains and shoot. Dude, the Beefeater. So they were hired to wipe out the buffalo population to bring in the cattle drives. That's what Beefeater's about. Those dudes
In England?
Yeah, they came here. They were hunters in their velvety fucking little coats, right? And they were here to wipe out the buffalo population. Because with the buffalo here, we wouldn't need cattle. If there were thousands of buffalo to eat, why would we need these cattle?
I don't know.
So those guys would hang out of the trains and just shoot buffalo across the plains.
Huh.
Yeah. They were
This is
just
news.
Yeah, it's crazy shit. So that's what those guys are dressed up
I thought they just
as.
sort of like picked their nose out in front of Buckingham Palace.
Yeah, nope. They come here and kill shit. Then they go pick their nose because the queen wouldn't allow that shit. All right, my guest today, my buddy David Ansel. He's the Soup Peddler. He is, listen, fuckers, if you've been to Austin Tunnel, we go to eat at the Soup Peddler. He's got 6 locations. Is it all organic? It's all fresh and awesome.
It's partially organic.
Yeah, it's like really vibrant food.
Handmade.
Really vibrant food. Like, you're not there making shit, Dave. I've never seen you make me a sandwich, dog.
No, sir.
So your people are making vibrant food, right? No, but it's awesome. It's called the Austin's Premier Liquid Emporium. It's a mashup between a soup joint and a juice bar. But that's like generic, man. This is just like really delicious stuff you'll crave a couple days later, man. The basil pesto provolone sandwich is one of my favorites, man. I'm not just blowing smoke up your ass. I eat there. So to meet the Soup Peddler, I had to meet a certain amount of money spent over a couple, whatever. And I hit the bonus to play a game of chess, and we just hit it off.
Participated in our frequent flyer program.
The frequent flyer. This
Yeah.
guy is fucking amazing. So, 0 skydives, not even curious in flying.
No, I mean, I might have problems with motion sometimes. So
Everybody has problems with motion sometimes, and everybody's scared of heights, bro. It's okay to be scared. David Ansel, the Soup Peddler.
thank you. Very, very happy to be here.
I'm so stoked you're here. You just introduced me to hot water and bourbon. Brand new to me, and it tastes like wood tea.
Wood tea. This is my winter drink. Right.
How did you come across this?
It's a peanut butter and chocolate moment,
Oh, yeah.
You know.
You did it.
I didn't
Was like
want I didn't want a toddy. Didn't want a hot toddy
Okay.
because it seems ridiculous to even say that.
It is a ridiculous sounding
But
thing.
I just thought, because
I want a toddy.
I'm always making different formulas for things. Like that's what
Right.
I sit in my office for the past 20 years thinking about what things to put together and how to sell.
Right.
So I'm always thinking about that.
Right.
So you always put water in bourbon. You put ice in bourbon. Well, how about hot water?
Yeah.
And then it just became like a habit.
It just opened it up.
It opens it up. Yeah, exactly.
It's more of an experience.
Yeah.
I think the cold isolates it into a beam almost like it's a...
That's right.
Right? And this is your whole palate.
I agree. That's exactly right.
That's delicious, man.
Yeah.
It's really nice, you guys. So Buffalo Trace with some hot water. Let's get this bottle down. Yo, shout out to Buffalo Trace. Shout out to Patreon Patriots. Shout out to everybody that supports the show. I just got to address something. I'm not going to address it. It's cool. Hey, mixed vertical piloting is awesome. Just check it out. So, Mr. Ansel.
We had we really have already established rapport.
Yeah.
Everyone should know that. Like we spent an hour chewing the fat. We don't need to establish rapport here.
Okay.
You don't need to call me Mister.
I know, man. Yeah. Hey, your story's so cool to me, man.
Thank you.
It is. So, I don't know where to start, but one of the most interesting things is the music you play. It's really interesting to somebody like me, from my background that has no access to it. My experience with Jewish culture is my entire religion, obviously, right? Which people don't even recognize that Christianity is Judaism. It is, sillies. And, Mazel Tov, L'chaim, Bar
You got a
Mitzvah.
good chet. You got a good chet.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And Bar Mitzvahs. And that's about the extent of it.
Yeah,
And,
I grew up in like a suburban Jewish experience, which kind of traditionally would be you would go to Hebrew school, you would get bar mitzvah, and then you would sort of never set foot in synagogue again.
Okay.
Until you have kids, and then ultimately, then you realize like, the cycle. This has value. You need to reinvest.
What a beautiful thing.
But I had a really special reconnection with Judaism along the way, which was my ex-girlfriend's family, which took Judaism from being something that I didn't consider very much. Wasn't like proud of it. Didn't think it was cool. It wasn't part of my
identity.
It wasn't part of my identity. It wasn't part of my search. I was a young collegiate stoner. My search had more to do with the Grateful Dead. It had more to do with spirituality.
Spirituality. That was the word I was going to ask. That's
I
what
would
you
have
were
been
looking
reading
for.
like the Celestine prophecy at age
loved it.
18 or something.
I read the Celestine and then the 10th prophecy because I was in it, man.
You're in it if you went to the sequel. So, but then like my big ex, we call her my big ex, she brought me to Austin, and her family was.
You call her the big X?
My big ex.
Still?
Yeah. Just for fun.
Okay.
We're still in touch. We're still very civil and very close,
right
actually.
Does she know you call her Big X?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's fun. Okay.
So but her family was like really, they made it super fun. They really made it fun. They made it interesting.
The religion
The
or
religion,
the teachings?
or
just the culture?
The ritual. So the
ritual.
Shabbat, which is we talked about, the weekly Sabbath. And they were a musical family. So
let's explain Shabbat.
Yeah.
So all of Judaism is reading the same text?
Right. So there's the cycle.
Over the 3 year cycle. The 3 years they read the old. Is it the Old Testament?
Yes.
Is that it? That's the Torah? Is the Torah and the Old Testament the same thing?
No, the Old Testament. We're going to get off topic, but the Old Testament.
There is no topic.
The Old Testament consists of 3 collections: the Torah, which is the 5 books of Moses.
Okay.
The prophets.
Yes.
Which is like
Ezekiel, Jeremiah.
And then it gets into the writings. So Ketuvim.
Oh, Kings, the Deuteronomy, the Chronicles.
You're mixing them all up. They're all
Yeah, okay.
But those are all Old Testament books, and they're from sort of 3 different epochs.
Really?
And that is the canon of Old Judaism.
So the Torah isn't all the Old Testament. It's just a piece of the Old Testament.
Yeah.
And then you take that piece out and read that over 3 years?
So you read pieces of the Torah, split it up over a 3-year cycle, and also each section of the Torah gets matched up with connected, sort of obliquely connected pieces of the prophets and the writings.
Okay, just because it lines up, it does.
So there may be these 2 sections that
Right.
you read, and part of the practice is to connect them. And so each week,
Right.
the rabbi or the bar mitzvah or the bat mitzvah of the synagogue will be reading.
Hold on. I thought bar mitzvah was a party.
Bar mitzvah. Oh yeah. Well, the bar mitzvah means son of good deeds, or bat mitzvah means a daughter of good deeds.
Oh, so it doesn't mean a party of coming of age like a quinceañera or something.
It's being used in English that way, but the bar mitzvah is the person.
Oh, like the rabbi.
Yeah. Well, the bar mitzvah is the kid.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
I'm confused.
Each week at a synagogue, there will be different kids who are coming of age, having the coming of age ceremony.
Every week. I guess so.
Generally.
Globally, yeah. Duh.
So-
okay, I'm sorry.
The job of the rabbi or the bar mitzvah would be to kind of like say Devar Torah, a word of Torah.
To the whole church.
To the whole
So
synagogue.
that's part of coming of age.
Yeah,
You
and
stand
connecting
in
those
front of
pieces.
the whole synagogue.
Yeah, and not only like
And they got to
reciting,
study it. Yeah.
reciting it in this ancient language,
Wait, Aramaic? No,
it's Hebrew.
Hebrew. They go straight Hebrew. Okay.
which is a whole topic unto itself.
Okay.
Because it's the only language that's ever fallen out of popular use and come back as a lingua franca of a nation.
Okay.
Thousands of years it was not used
At all.
as a conversational language.
So who resurrected it?
This guy Ben Yehuda
Uh-huh.
in the late
One guy.
in the late 1900s, as part of the Zionist project,
Okay.
they decided we're going to need a language. Well, we should use Hebrew.
Because that's what they used to speak.
Well, because that's the language of this is the liturgical language.
What is the church?
Liturgical is like that's the language of the prayers and things.
Right. It's what's used. Like
So
Latin.
he kind of recodified it as a conversational language. I don't know what he had to do in terms of like inventing new words, but it's a really cool language. And so then now it's
What platform did he have that he could affect the whole people?
it's part of the Zionist enterprise.
It was okay.
I mean, like,
So he was a guy they listened to.
I guess
Obviously, that's pretty rad.
it's crazy. It's a very strange story for a language to have.
Yeah, to be
undergone-
resurrected. I mean,
Yeah.
brought back.
Yeah.
And now it's like that's awesome. So okay, so the kids coming of age, they speak. That's got to be intimidating.
So they have to learn this hieroglyphic thing, and it is slightly pictographic. The language, the character set, and
in Hebrew, the language, the characters are
somewhat
pictographic.
pictographic. Yeah,
Wow.
somewhat.
okay. That's cool. I haven't seen it. I didn't
So-
look up some ancient Hebrew.
So the kids have to. My daughter just went through this.
She
She has to
interpret. Decipher.
learn it. Not only, so when they're learning Torah, they're not only learning this hieroglyphic language, but they're also learning trope, which is there are markings on it that show the melody
Okay,
That-
of how it should
of how it should
be
be
spoken.
sung.
Okay.
And there's also markings that have like the vowels. So the vowels are markings below the letters. The trope is markings above the letters and sometimes below. And then they have to read this hieroglyphic language. And then on the actual day, they take away all those special markings.
And they just have to know.
Yeah, and they just have to know. And then they have to speak on the lesson of that
Right.
particular section of the week. And they have to demonstrate their mental, acuity
To connect the
to
dots.
connect the dots. And yeah.
I've read the stories a lot, and what I've realized lately is it's at the beginning, there's the stories of what happened. And then when the prophets come in, it's like the story of the prophets that were there 4 or 5 years before the things happened, and of what they're saying and what happened to them. And then all the shit happened. Like if you read the stories, all the shit happened. And when I read it, I'll Google what are those cities today like. I'll look and it's like, yeah, there's nothing but owls and jackals. There's nothing there. It's gone. Those cities are gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, believe what you want. The stories are there, and like, the prophet said whatever, and they did whatever to the prophets, and then all the shit happened.
the prophets were probably, I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble for saying this, but like,
Well, no,
you
I'm
know,
not.
like the prophets were just like lunatics.
Or were they, dude?
Or were they? You know, they may have just been lunatics, or they may have just been specially open people who were like open to the
I
spirit.
think it was superly respected, though.
Yeah.
It wasn't like
Oh, yeah.
they were babbling homeless people. These
Right.
people had position. They were like kings would send people to them and like go inquire of this person. They in fact, there's stories of Jewish kings disguising themselves, right, so they could go and speak directly because they wanted to know what even though and like they show up and the prophet be like, "Didn't you kill everybody I know?" They're like, "Please, I won't kill you. Just please help me." Like it's in the book, dude. It's crazy.
I'm not down, but
So who? I mean, where are the prophets today? Are they like?
Well, that's the
They're
thing.
hedge fund managers. I'm so sorry if you guys are really.
you know, that's the thing. Like, would we even recognize a prophet right now?
They get drowned out. They get drowned
you
out.
got a bunch behind you. you
Yeah,
know?
they get drowned out.
Um,
You know, I mean, we
they
live in
would
a
be
fast
considered
time,
lunatics, you know.
right?
Um,
Until the shit happens.
and
Well, we're sitting in Alex Jones's ex studio right now.
okay. You gotta stop bringing that up. It's like,
I'm sorry, but it's true. He sat right there, dude.
yeah.
It's weird to me too.
But I'm not into religion as like a literalist thing,
Okay.
you know. And I think a lot of the modern clergy are not into it in that terms. My favorite my very close rabbi friend is I think like a lot of modern clergy don't believe in a supernatural deity.
Really?
Really?
Really? What is it? Just
I would say
laws?
Yeah,
How
I would
does it
say
work?
that, you know, that because if you do believe in a supernatural deity, you're sort of doing it. What you're doing is sort of claiming it as your own and negating the claims of other faiths. And we're in
Maybe.
such a cross-cultural place right now that seems insane.
Yeah, that's insane to do.
Right.
What you just described is insane.
It's insane. So like
Yeah.
you cannot
They can't do that to you, and you can't do it to
I mean, you
them.
can still believe in a supernatural deity.
But that doesn't exclude.
That doesn't exclude. But like I would say
I would say you're right from a perspective, maybe a hardcore Christianity perspective, or maybe a Muslim perspective, maybe one of the foundationals. If you are fundamentalist, then yeah, that's ridiculous. But like, okay,
the point is, like, if you throw away the idea of a supernatural deity, then you're relying on the wisdom of your tradition,
right,
and you're valuing the wisdom of your tradition and feeling like it is applicable universally
to life.
Yeah.
Well, where do they say the root of it's from? Who?
So
Abraham.
it's from all these stories, which may or may not be real. They may or may not be from crazy people. They may or may not be. They may have been the result of a long game of telephone over the ages and written down by different scribes here and there.
There's a lot of evidence that shows a lot of these stories had some value, man. Like the cities are real.
Yeah.
The waste is real. The wars were real. The kings were real.
Right.
There's records of kings with these names, you know. So it's not all
certainly.
like
You're not going to like prove the burning bush or any of this business, but like
I could prove a burning bush to you.
You can prove the plausibility of it.
I'm just being silly, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's supposed to be the acacia plant.
But like,
you know, it's the acacia plant, which has
Oh.
a lot of dimethyltryptamine, some DMT in it.
You'd make a great Aisha Torah. That's this particular brand of Jerusalemite who likes to prove to scientific thinkers that all these things are possible.
Well, yeah,
they're possible.
the universe is all possible.
But the more value comes from
The more value.
it comes from finding the universal messages in the wisdom of your faith.
For yourself.
Well, not just for yourself, but for your community, and to welcome others into your community and share what you're proud of in your community. And yeah, like, I think that's what I want. I don't want and this is what me and this rabbi like jived on. Like, we don't
Mhm.
want it to be a closed tent. We want it to be an open tent. It's not
Right.
like you have to have a membership to be.
So you believe
It's like
bringing the deity in closes the tent? A little bit.
It seems, I just the membership idea sort of,
Right.
and
But,
also like
but
we have
isn't it
the
very
bloodline,
hard
the
to get
bloodline
into
thing also
Judaism?
closes
Yeah.
it. That's
You can't get in if you're not a registered family. You got to prove something to be Jewish, or you got to
no,
like.
you have to convert. You have to like.
So anyone can convert to Judaism, or
Yeah.
isn't there like tests and trials and payments and things? I heard it's
no,
not easy. Like if you want to
yeah, I
marry a
think
Jewish girl, it's really tough.
you gotta want it. You gotta want it.
Yeah, I've had friends that have done it. They're like, "Oh my god, dude, you have no idea. Like it's awesome, but her family's serious."
Yeah, I mean, if you want to
Yeah.
have access to all the Jewish jokes,
Yeah,
and you gotta.
right. But what a beautiful thing, man. And like all of you guys are in sync on the readings and the teachings.
That's
Even
a
if
cool thing.
That's a really cool thing.
Yeah.
The Mormons do that also.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was telling you about that. Like
Mhm.
they all are reading or studying the same thing each week, all of them
Right.
globally.
Mhm.
And then from that, there's all kind of podcasts weekly that are out studying the same things
I
they're
believe it,
studying. So
yeah.
what an opportunity,
Mm-hmm.
to have a subject each week. That's really cool.
It is,
I think it's
Yeah.
really cool. And like,
but it's not a what do they call it? Monolithic. We're not monolithic. Like I cannot understate how diverse the political opinions of Jews are.
uh-huh.
Like, Jews were the most leftist, communists when communism in the early to mid 20th century showed promise of being a new revolutionary thought that could even the playing field for people in the world, right?
Is this Marxism?
Well, this would be, I guess so. These were
Okay.
the Jews were like big supporters of the communists in the
Right.
Spanish Civil War, right? Today we have arch conservative Jews, in Israel
Mm-hmm.
and in the States,
Yeah.
So that's everything in between.
Do you think it's a retraction from the struggles and shit? Like we got to consolidate and take care of ourselves instead of being the whole community thing.
Oh, move to conservatism?
Yeah.
No, I think the move to conservatism has to do with Zionism.
Which is, how would you define Zionism?
Uh,
I'm sorry to put you on the spot, Dave.
No. I don't know. I would just say, this is gonna. I don't know if I.
We're not
Yeah.
experts, man. We're just having
Yeah.
fun.
No,
You're just educating me.
Zionism is, the belief in the value of the Jewish state, and
Right. That they're claim to Jerusalem.
right.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But what, in reality, the political reality is that it requires being a tough motherfucker
Right.
to defend it.
All right. I mean, you're surrounded by a sea of fucking people that don't like you.
Right.
That's wild. Is there any? I mean, this is.
And then
Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask. Is there a solution to that shit? I'm an idiot. I don't know anything about it. I know I want to walk down the streets and touch the walls. I want to go to the wall.
right. Oh, we talked about.
I want
this,
to pray.
right?
Yeah. I want to go to the mosque and see where Muhammad got his thing. I want to see where Solomon's. I just love religion. I want to see.
Oh,
I want
God.
to see Golgotha. I want to walk
Yeah.
around and like.
The Via Dolorosa.
breathe.
You can walk the whole Via Dolorosa.
The Sea of Galilee
Mhm.
is there.
Yeah.
It's like it's all real. So I think Americans get this weird perception that like those places aren't real because they're not in America,
Mhm.
right? There's some distant place, but everything in the Bible is a real place. You can walk around and drive around and see this shit and be there, like from Mount Ararat to wherever.
Mhm.
The Mount Olives is real.
Yep.
Right? Like it's just a place you could just go walk, and I'm sure they've got like something to sell you, some water or something. But like, have you've been to
Yeah.
Jerusalem?
Yeah.
It's wild. All
It's
those
like the
walls is
mega-
big.
It's a mega historical site, and if people could just chill out and realize that they don't have a claim to a supernatural God, and that all that really needs to be done is for us to celebrate our own and each other's cultural poetry,
Mm-hmm.
then we could all be sharing this phenomenal historical place.
Area.
Yeah, I mean, who fights about poetry? You can't fight, like, who has, like,
That's
if you
right.
limit your perception of your own religion to a poetic level, like you have your liturgy, your documents,
Right.
and you look at it as poetry. This is where I stand.
Instead of doctrine.
Yeah,
Right.
this is our poetry.
You know what?
You're not going to fight about poems.
I had to read the Bible without the heaviness to get through it.
Mm.
Right? I had to remove it and just read it as a book for me to actually get it. And I've read it so many times. I read it a lot. And I get it. I see what you're saying, because you have to remove it. Otherwise, everything's too heavy.
Mm.
And, like, you can't accept another. If I, like, accepted that, I couldn't read the Bhagavad Gita either or the Quran. But I can, because it's awesome.
Right.
And there's so many lessons. And it's all kind of the same thing. And if you think about it, sons of Abraham, Father Abraham had many sons. Many sons had Father Abraham, right? The Muslims and the Jews were brothers. They're brothers. It's like me and my brother, and we split and got mad at each other, and our kids hate each other.
Mm.
Our great-great-great-great-great-grandkids hate each other. It's all it is. It's all the same family,
Completely.
man. It's so crazy.
You know, I had to sit at my dinner table with my daughter. You know, like, you know, a child has brilliant questions, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're talking about Judaism because I am bringing her up in the Jewish faith, and she's very involved, and you know, she's playing in our band, which is a Jewish music project.
Sweet.
You know, I had to say to her, you know, from my perspective, like, we're talking about this story, this holiday, whatever it was like, remember, like, none of this is actually real. Because if you say that's real, you're saying that someone else's story isn't real.
Right.
You know, they're all poetic. They're all awesome. The Bhagavad Gita, like, crazy stories. The Bible, crazy stories.
Crazy stories.
And they're great.
They're crazy stories. Yeah. If you could read them without all the heaviness, it's crazy, awesome stories. It's awesome. They're
it's just
great
insane
stories.
that, like, and I blame it on the masculine gender, you know, for not being able to recognize this, you know, that we all have the same interests, we all have the same, you know, like, searching in life. And
but some people manipulate it for power, man.
Oh yeah,
It's for control. They can see
course.
the power and the control. It's not all about the beauty. Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. See, that's what I'm saying, man. David Ansel. Why won't you jump out of a plane, man? What's your deal? What are you scared of? You think you're the one? You think you're the one that's going to crash the plane or blow up the parachute? You're special?
It doesn't even, it doesn't occur to me as something to do, you know?
It's so beautiful, though, dude.
I believe it. Yeah, I've seen the videos, and those are good.
Yeah.
You know, watch that on a big screen TV. That's pretty, pretty lifelike. No, I said, like, I'm not the greatest with, like, motion.
So you get motion sickness?
Yes.
You get sick? That's why you don't come to the tunnel? Because I've invited you twice, and you've always come up with clever ideas of why you can't do it.
See, that's easy to get out of. But, like, for, like, a boat, you get on a boat, and you're, like, fucking captive.
Stuck. Yeah, you're stuck, yeah. You don't like boats?
No.
Nah. Be honest. Yeah. You don't like boats. That's fine.
It's really because you just can't get out. You can't. But, like, I like canoeing and stuff like that. But
you can't get out because if you guys take off, it's hard to go back, right? Doc, that's funny.
Yeah,
man.
take it back.
So, really cool story. You're staying in a community house with a bunch of artists in early Austin, right?
Okay.
And then you guys are having potlucks, and you told me potlucks are never lucky.
Right.
So you start taking old stuff out of the fridge and people haven't used, and you start making these concoctions, man. You know, you're like a chemist, right? It's what it is. It's what you've done. Is you've taken things and created something.
You might say alchemist. Yeah.
Okay, there you go. A foodamist. I don't know. That was dumb, but
No, alchemist takes
Yeah.
things of a very low value and creates something of high value.
oh, I thought it was just lead to gold, but I guess it's just low
Well-
value to high value.
Well,
Gotcha.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
At a
On a Yeah.
metaphoric level, soup making is alchemical in that
Right.
regard, right? So,
Right.
like, are you going to sit and eat an onion? Like,
No.
right. So, but onions, carrot, celery. Then you build this
Yes.
base, and then you take bones that are the discards of the culture,
Uh-huh.
and you simmer them. Like we make our chicken stock, like I said.
Yeah, your bean broth.
Overnight.
Your beef broth.
Beef broth,
Bone broth. Beef bone broth.
We cook those overnight. Those
How do
are
you do that? What is that?
uh,
Can you say low simmer 8
Yeah.
hours, 4 hours, 3 hours?
up to 48 hours, like depending. Like
Holy
if we're not
shit.
going to use it for a day, we'll
Uh-huh.
leave it on. Right?
Just bones and water.
Yeah. Bones and water. And we have a 100-gallon kettle and an 80-gallon kettle for our stock kettles.
Mm-hmm.
And then we take, drain those out, and we make the soups in these other devices that are like 40-gallon devices.
Delished.
Yeah. So it's basically it's a very normal cooking process. It's just like on a larger scale,
Right.
Right.
So what were the original soups? Because you got on a bicycle and literally peddled soups to people's doors.
Yeah. So Soup Peddler was in fact, the Soup Peddler brand didn't come until a couple weeks into the project, when I was like sitting in my little catbird seat in this like fantastical clock tower castle that I lived in South Austin, like overlooking the downtown skyline. I would, sit and dream up stuff, and
Right.
the Soup Peddler was one of the things I dreamed up. So finally, like a couple weeks into the project, I came up with the joke, the Soup Peddler.
Right. But you were literally peddling soup this time.
Yeah. So I had the Yellow Bike Project. You familiar with that?
No.
It's like they take sort of discards of bike things and parts and stuff, and they are a nonprofit, and you can go and learn how to be a bike mechanic, put stuff together, fix your bikes. It's like a low cost
In Austin. It's
Yeah.
Still here?
Still here, yeah. But at the time, it was
Yellow Bike Project.
it was right behind my house. It was a block away in South Austin, right down by the creek, Bolden Creek.
Mm-hmm.
And it was this sort of like ramshackle couple sheds behind this old house, and my bike got stolen one day.
Sucks. Where?
Right out of my garage,
Oh.
out of the alley, little caliche alley back there, and so I was walking around, and I was like, man, I bet the answer's right here in this yard of like 500 bike frames. Like,
Right.
they didn't have my bike, but I went in there. I was like, what is this place? It's like, oh, you can come build a bike. So I went and built the Soup Peddler bike.
And was it the 3-wheel bike that's on the logo?
No.
I know it's not.
That's not
you
a
didn't have no
three-wheel.
giant like.
That's a
It's
penny,
an old school.
penny farthing.
That's a penny farthing. Okay.
Yeah, that's the name of the bike. So that took the logo.
Yeah, dope.
Before, like, I was ahead of my time, I have to say. Like the bespoke,
Uh-huh.
But it was cool, like the retro bike. But I built the Soup Peddler bike, which I still ride to this day.
And you still have it.
It's my daily, like my regular bike.
Is it yellow?
It's yellow. It happens to be yellow. That's
Okay.
just by coincidence. And but that was like a door. I was on this sort of little magic conveyor belt in my life back then. I've talked to you a little bit about that. Where
Yeah.
like, it's just you're finding your way, you're finding your life.
Right.
You are passionate. You're expressing. You're open, and doors open in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
And they're open. It's not by magic, but it's
magic.
It's not magic. It's an interpersonal magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interpersonal.
It's an
like,
energy. Okay.
energetic
Not a
exchange.
not a magic,
Yeah.
but it's energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
So you just okay, this is going kind of celestial, but did you just start following coincidences? Come on, it helps, right? Because you recognize them after reading the book,
right.
right? I didn't recognize them before the book. I don't think I would have called them a coincidence. Now I follow them. you know, and I end up in Costa Rica somewhere. I'm
Right.
telling you, I
That's
follow
cool.
them. Like, it's from the book.
Yeah, follow your nose. It's I just
Right.
call it following your nose, but
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm not like, I can't see the energy between the leaves like the book says. You know what I'm saying? But like,
I forgot all about that.
yeah, but I can hear the ringing in my ears when something's right, kind of. You know, like, you know Sadhguru? I mentioned to Sadhguru to you the other day. He's a dude on YouTube.
Okay.
But he was saying, like, if you can meditate, you know, meditation's a big part of my daily, right? And he's like, when you get there and you find your biggest piece of joy and you're finally clear, then think about your decisions. And he's like, if you find joy in it, that's what you need to do in the death. Even if it takes you through hell for 10 years, that's your thing. And he goes, but if it makes you sad when you're happy, when you're thinking about it, it's the wrong way to go.
Yeah, the gut.
It's a very simple thing.
Peeling away the layers of the intellectual body.
Everything.
To be able to sense the gut.
Yes.
It's
but it's bigger than emotion, because emotions is a chemical reaction. This is more of a sense.
Yeah.
Right? Like on a higher level, like it's like a negative, positive experience. Yeah. Like, so is that the kind of what you were riding at the time?
Well, I would say I was just enthusiastic. You know, I was like,
how are you
paying
passionate?
Rent? What? Oh, paying rent at the time.
You were a student?
No, I was a techie when I moved down here.
Oh, because you were already out of school.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I worked in the software, and
this is what year? 70?
No.
My bad, Dave.
I moved here in 98.
Oh, my bad, Dave.
So.
You know what fucks it up? This is what fucks it up. The logo, dude. That penny, what do you call it, Mike?
Penny farthing.
Yeah, fuck, man. I got you in the 60s out here peddling around. I can see you on the penny farthing delivering soup, and that's what's fucking me up.
No,
and you're so young.
28 when I started.
But that's why I have this romantic view of the Soup Peddler back in the 50s on a penny farthing. But that's not true.
That's funny.
You're in 98. You're in 2000.
Yeah.
You had an iPhone and shit.
There were no cell phones. I did have I had a cell phone, but no, it was like we had this conversation. I hate to like recap our conversation,
but nobody else has heard it. See, that's why we don't talk before the show.
I don't want it to be stilted.
It's not stilted.
Yeah,
because nobody else has heard it but me and you.
But it was a quieter time.
Right.
The world was much quieter, and there was no social media. And
was it a newspaper article that got you up?
So, you know, and then culinarily, there were no, you couldn't be a YouTuber. You couldn't be
right.
There were no food trailers here yet. There was no farmers markets here. So there were no like pathways into culinary unless you were just sort of like a restaurateur or like went to culinary school or staged in France or whatever it was and got a bunch of investors to build a restaurant for you. There's just very, very, very little restaurant wise here in 98. And so the fact that I sort of like needled my way into a culinary career was very inspiring to a lot of people. Also, since it was so quiet, there weren't very many stories happening. There was not very little like me happening.
Right.
So it was a big media thing. So like when I told you, when the Statesman, Kitty Kreider was the food writer at the time, and she had a like pretty boring job. Like Stouffer frozen entree would come out and she would write about it. I mean, I'm just saying like.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was. It's not like now.
Right.
Wow. Right. Stovers and shit.
I'm just saying, like,
I hear you.
Maybe
and the Austin Statesman was the paper, the local.
So when she wrote about me, it was the whole front and back of the food section. It was like,
what was the picture? Do we have that?
Oh, it's not. I don't know if it's on. It's something like that photo, but it's somewhere.
Did you have a basket? You had to have a basket.
So I had a basket to begin with, and then I ended up buying a used baby trailer, burly baby trailer.
Yeah.
You know, and then cutting out a board to make it flat, and then on bulk trash day there was a couple of coolers, in my neighborhood, so I got the coolers and I would strap them down with bungee cords onto
Yeah, hell yeah. There
and
you
so
go.
put the soup in there, and because like without it had a scalability problem from the get go.
I'm sure it got heavier as it went.
Yeah.
So before the Statesman, what were your deliveries through the week?
So well, I may have already had a waiting list at that point.
Oh shit! And you're doing your tech job during the day?
No. I had already, but after the tech job, I sort of like I told you I went to Africa.
Yeah.
And,
explain that. Let's go back to that. That was really cool.
No,
you just decided I need to get the hell out of here.
A wanderlust kind of thing. I want to go find myself.
Why
have
Africa?
A vision quest. I had a good friend who was living in Johannesburg.
Okay.
She was a good landing spot.
Uh-huh.
What do you think of when you think Africa? Like
safari, bro.
You think like different. You have different visions in your mind. You know, like
what was it like?
You know, I had a lot of really cool experiences. You know, very diverse, and you know, I went to Mandela's homeland. I went to Robben Island, which is his Alcatraz.
Okay.
You know,
where he was locked.
Went to his cell.
Did you?
Yeah. Wow. Right. And you know, so I learned all about apartheid because it was not that apartheid ended in '89, I think.
Okay,
so there's not a whole lot
10, 15
after
years
that.
after, yeah.
And
that's intense, bro.
And so it was a very culturally intense place, but also, you know, I spent a lot of time reading about, basically all my time reading about South African history and stuff while I was there. And, you know, just the other day was reminded of an interaction I had with someone. You know, we talk about the heritage of, you know, the racial heritage we have as being Americans.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's come more to light, like as our eyes have opened, our minds have expanded in the past couple years.
Right.
And different terms have, you know, become more.
The whole world is open to everything. Like,
right.
All things, yeah.
You know, we really, I mean, obviously we all know slavery was horrible and like all the everything that came from that, Jim Crow and et cetera. But getting a deeper understanding, as I think we all have in the past couple of years,
mm-hmm.
It made me reflect on this moment I had back in South Africa where I was talking to this guy. I was like on the beach or in a bar or something, and he got really angry with me because it was something, you know, it was sort of like a blaming. You know, I was like, you guys are like obviously the worst fucking perpetrators in the modern, you know, era.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, all we did that was different was give it a name.
It's about America. Okay, this is another white guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you were feeling it, and you were like, this is fucked up. He was like, dude, you did it too.
Yeah. All we did different was give it a name.
But you know what?
You know.
Yeah, true. But you know what we've done different? We're fucking beating it, man. Mm. I'm proud of this country. I love it. Because look, man, look where we were. What my mom went through. Dude, what I went through as a kid, my kids are not going through. Mm-hmm. My kids won't, I believe they may not experience it. Right? They're 12 and 9. The racism they're going to get maybe is going to be weird. Mm. It's not going to be like it was for me. We're so stark. And for my grandparents, can you fucking imagine? So what a beautiful place. Like, strides. And I mean, we're not perfect. And, you know, it's hard to tell the wealthy they can't think a certain way. Because that's, I mean, the people that are really in control, you know, the billionaires, they're going to think the way they do with their grandparents and all that. But the normal population, we're kind of blending and they're okay. I mean, you know, it's getting better.
In a larger sense, the arc of justice is long and
it's.
You know.
I think about it a lot. Is it too corrupt, man? Do we need to burn it down? I'm like, nah, I think we can fix it through laws and patience, and these fucking assholes dying off because they're old, and like new people get in, and things grow.
I admire your optimism, you know.
But watch this, David.
Yeah.
No other nation on earth that I know of, I may be ignorant, okay? Mm-hmm. But in China, there's Chinese. In France, there's the French. Okay? In America, we're all here. Where else? Let's be real. In Russia, there's Russians. Right?
You're eliding certain truths. Like China is doing ethnic cleansing right now.
Oh God, let's not even go
France
there.
and Algiers.
But let's go to India. There's Indians. Okay, so like these are lands. Like I know the atrocities and stuff, but at least in the United States, we're all here. We could all be in a room together, and you wouldn't even notice it. Where if I was in China, I would stand out.
I am proud of this. Oh yeah, right.
This is a melting pot. Even walking through the hallway, dude.
Right.
We probably passed half the world in this hallway just getting to the studio.
My wife is from Queens. She's from Kew Gardens, Queens. Queens is the most linguistically diverse place in the history of the world.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You go on the subway there, you don't know who
you're
looking
going on.
You don't know what, like you look at newspapers, when people had newspapers, what they were reading, you couldn't even recognize what language it was.
But I think that's the most beautiful part of this place.
Great.
Because in Ireland, it's Irish. Right? And there's other people there, but it's like it's not a melting pot, man. This is the only melting pot. Now, Clash of the Titans, the Protestant rule, blah, 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 what's going on, it's been twisted and fucked. Look behind me. But like I jump out of airplanes, man, and travel the world with my wife, jumping out of airplanes. I've had a great opportunity here. My kids are gonna kick ass here.
Right.
I agree. It's rough, man. No. It's rough because the violence, George Floyd stuff, everything going on is real.
The backward steps.
It's
they're
all
so painful.
Or it's not backward steps, or it's growing pains, or it's things we need to see. You got to look in the mirror and see it.
This is
at least we're dealing with it,
that's
bro.
The gift of the new information age is the ability to. Because George Floyd probably has happened
1,000
times.
1,000,000 times.
Right.
The guy Aubrey. Those guys are getting tried on.
Right.
Dude, what a message! Mrs. Jackson just got put on the Supreme. Well, she's getting nominated for the Supreme. Dude, you can't tell me we're not fucking striding forward.
But my synagogue one of my synagogues just got attempted burnt arson. It's just he's a dumbass and wasn't good at it. The only reason it's still standing.
Yeah, man.
And
somebody's getting fucking beat down right now in the street by some cops.
Yeah.
But it's not what it was, Dave.
It's good to have hope and optimism, and I applaud you.
I see it though.
Yeah.
I see it though, and it's slow and it's hard. But where else? Where else?
No, if you think about
Canada, no. Mexico's inviting. Mexico's open-hearted, bro. Mexico's a great place. Where else? Not Egypt.
We're on a broad tangent.
No, let's talk about it though. Where else has this social experiment ever been tried?
Well, go to London.
Yeah, but that's a common,
incredibly diverse place.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Incredibly, more than New York City. Even you go to London, you'll be like, "Whoa, this is incredible."
So that's a melting pot.
Yeah,
but the Parliament doesn't reflect that.
I don't know. No, there are I know that there are women of color in the House of Commons.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Fuck the House of Commons, man. Those are all places that they've fucking taken slaves and adapted those people. India, those are all their colonies that they've invited people in, and that's just as bad as us. They're bad too. That's just not good. That's just not cool.
They had a very bad imperialist.
They're the worst.
Experiment.
They're the worst on earth. They're the worst on earth. I know you don't have to say that, but they're the fucking ones. They're the ones. The British and the Spanish. Come on.
It was an age of empire.
If you talk about the Americas, dude, North and South America should be like, fuck Europe, dude. I'm sorry, David. But that's the truth. If you think about it, my boy just got back from Rome. They stole all that shit. All that shit stolen, man. The Americas, dude. Oh, damn. This is a tangent, huh?
It is a tangent. So we were talking about my trip to Africa.
Let's go back to Africa. Which isn't going to help.
No.
Especially not South Africa. Because that's what we were talking about.
I had a really cool experience. I was walking in Lesotho, right? So that's, you
Okay,
know that
where's that?
country? So
No.
Lesotho, Lesotho.
Okay.
It's got its own language, Sotho language and Sesotho. And it's like this little country inside of South Africa. It's a mountain kingdom, so it's like
Sweet.
really beautiful waterfalls, mountains.
Nice.
And I went there, and it was like my really like kind of the heart of my trip. It was really awesome because like I was on foot, backpack, away, like out in just village land. Like,
So how'd you eat? I'm just always curious
yeah,
about.
so like,
Were you
well,
starved?
we were like camping. I met this Peace Corps volunteer, and I stayed with her, and we decided to like go walking in the backcountry and like
But this
village
is no
to village.
cities, just
no roads,
no roads.
just horse trails
right.
from.
That's it.
That's it. Yeah,
That's intense.
and
For
everyone-
miles.
Yeah, and you would like get to like a village. It was like a collection of rondavels, which are these roundhouses.
Okay.
They're cattle dung floor and some kind of thatch roof roundhouses, and they would have like a little corral, which they call a kraal, for their goats and stuff. And we were offered food, like
You just walked
from a
up?
communal pot
Wow.
on a fire in the middle of this little like.
And you didn't speak the language.
No, she spoke a little tiny bit. And, there'd be like, two guys over here like scraping a skin, like getting ready to tan a skin or something. And, people out in the field, like,
It's like a working
like a working place. And they had like
and just totally
Communal pot.
welcoming. No.
yeah,
What was in the pot? Do you know? Do you know
some
what you
kind
ate?
of meat.
You don't know what it was?
I probably like goat, I imagine.
Oh, probably a goat.
Yeah.
Nothing like
Maybe
wow.
mutton or something. Yeah.
What's the difference?
Sheep.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So that's like,
How was it?
that's a cool experience.
Was it delicious?
Yeah.
And you slept there under the stars? Did they give you
Yeah. That was an amazing experience. Another really formative experience I had on that trip was that my friend who I was staying with was she's a big, devoted Christian. So she belonged to this church in the central business district of Johannesburg, which is like really a black city. You talk about white flight in places.
Yeah. Not
Like
Johannesburg.
there's sort of like the 70s, 80s white flight from the industrial cities of the East here.
Right.
This is a black city, black African, and the whites were purely out in the suburbs. And so her church was pretty much a black church. There was a couple white people, but she was part of like these ministries that we would go make huge pots of lentil soup
Mm-hmm.
once a week. I think it was Wednesday nights, and load them up in the back of these vans and drive around to all the homeless camps
Mm.
that were like mega homeless camps. Like they took over like a huge old like factory. It was like a huge 10-story homeless camp inside with like fires and shit,
And you would pull up with
soup
uh-huh.
and bread and medical supplies.
and they would just pour.
And they would line up. And yeah, so like that was a very formative experience for me because, the people who were involved in that from the church were all former homeless. And, they did, they prayed before and after. It was beautiful.
Dude, this molded you.
Yeah. I mean, so was that part of this?
That was what you came back and did.
That's what I came back and did.
Isn't that beautiful? What
Yeah.
a powerful experience.
Yeah. But that was not a rational step aid,
No.
Well,
But
it'd
think
be-
about the young David
Yeah.
cooking these giant vats,
Right.
and loading them up, and then seeing the poverty
Right.
and the gratefulness in their eyes, and the food and the bread.
Yeah.
Because you know what I get at your place? Food and bread.
Yeah.
Right? You give out the bread. You used to give out more bread. Now you guys got skimpy with it.
It's skimflation, my friend.
Because you used to get big, thick pieces. But that's what you do. That's beautiful, dude. What a beautiful background.
I'll tell you another story. This is crazy. And this is going to your Celestine prophecy bag.
Let's go.
So this was back in D.C. when I was living there. And there's this neighborhood called Adams Morgan, which is definitely a melting pot type of neighborhood, or it was back then. Really cool place, very vibrant. And my friends and I were kind of cruising the street, maybe got some Ethiopian food or something that night, and we're walking up and down. And ended up...
Adams, where is this at?
Adams Morgan, D.C.
D.C.,
It's a
okay,
neighborhood.
cool.
And we stopped and ended up like chatting with these two homeless guys. I don't know if they're homeless technically, but they're just like kind of like
Out there.
They're out there. This guy and I like got into this pretty deep talk,
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember much of it, but he looked at me and said these things to me. I'd never forget.
What?
He said, I can see in your forehead, I can see, like he was reading my forehead, you will use mathematics. You will be the spoon that stirs the alphabet soup of the world. Wow. Well, you don't forget when someone tells you
That's
that.
powerful.
And I didn't think back. I didn't even remember that until into the Soup Peddler project.
You will be the spoon that stirs the alphabet soup of the world.
Mm-hmm.
You will use mathematics.
Yeah. So, pretty crazy.
Yeah.
When I look back on that, certainly, I don't believe in magic. But
You got a lot of magic not to believe in magic.
But that was pretty crazy.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I love the story, man.
Mm-hmm.
What other adventures in Africa?
What other adventures?
Any sketchy experiences?
I don't remember anything like that. I mean, there's I had amazing experiences.
Right.
I ended up hooking up with a group of sort of various expats, little collection when I was in Lusaka, Zambia, and you go from sort of backpackers lodge to backpackers lodge. So,
right.
There's only so many
like hostels.
Yeah, hostels, right? And so this was a Kiwi guy who was married to this South African girl, and this British gal, and I, ended up going off on an adventure from there together, and we took a train up to Dar es Salaam, in Tanzania, and then we went to Zanzibar, took a boat over to Zanzibar, which is like Zanzibar. That's a real place.
It's like Casablanca or some shit. Right?
That's a real place.
Yeah.
And this magical, beautiful island. I had this amazing, a lot of really cool, and that's a real melting pot place too. It's like a vertex in kind of a lot of like currents of different cultures on the East African coast.
Okay.
And I don't know. There's a lot of stories there.
Yeah. That's awesome,
Yeah.
man. So, what's next for David Ansel out here in the world?
That's the hardest question that you've asked. I don't know. Right now I'm a family man. I'm a dad, and like a lot of my energy goes into the family. So into bringing up a very special daughter and being a good husband and all that stuff.
Being a great dude, man. This has been fun, David.
Is that it?
Well, no, we're not it. We're not it. I just we're gonna read the book.
Oh,
and,
right.
And I want to can you pull up some of his music at the end? Oh, what is up with the green screen? It's not working. No, my internet is down. So, any questions for me, Dave?
Well, what's next for you? You told me a bit.
Yeah, more trips.
Yeah.
More trips. We just figured out, dude, Mexico's a mystery. It's a mystery. It's a wonderful
It's the
place.
best.
It's a beautiful place.
People are so good. And
away from the cities.
Yeah.
People are so good. You got to get out of the airport for one.
Yeah, right.
And then you got to get out of the city, and then it's wonderful.
The food is
Get out of here.
insane.
Get out.
It's the highest culinary.
Was that Mexico? Was the pollo only? Yo, we were starving. We were going to Mexico. We were going to an airport. This just tells you, like, just the reality of life outside of America, right? So we're starving. We're looking around. There's a sign. We're gonna get this restaurant, a little quick restaurant, before we get to the airport, right? And we walk up, and there's menus, and like it's a little place. It's a little place. It's real quiet. There's like one dude who's wasted at a table eating, and there's like one other family. And there's like this upstairs kitchen, and you can see these girls up there talking, but there's not much going on. And she walks down. We're like, oh, we would like I don't know. We start reading shit off the menu. She's like, oh, no. Solamente pollo. Like, only chicken. We're like, oh, okay, chicken. We would like a chicken. She's like, oh, no. She's like, two chicken? Like American? Two chicken? We're like, yeah, two chicken, right? And she brought down beans, rice, chicken, tortillas, the fucking whole mix, dude. But that's what it was. That's what they were serving that day. There was nothing else.
Yeah.
And it was off the hook.
Yeah.
So good. Like, we were looking at each other, like, high-fiving and dancing and shit. You know what I mean? Toasted tortillas.
Brilliant. It's the most, to me, it's the highest culinary in the world.
Are you into mole?
Oh, yeah. Like, mole is just one little tiny thing.
That is vast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's so diverse. It's so brilliant. You know, yeah.
I love it. I mean, it's the greatest. We're about to go eat tacos now. What an influence.
Yeah.
Right? What? What, 1 hour? Okay. So yeah, we got to cap it off.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to bring the book up.
Okay.
We can't bring any of his music up.
We can do it in post.
Okay, we'll do it in post. Yeah. We can talk about it if you want. Yo, what a sound. Where's that sound from?
What?
The ba-da-ba-ba-ba. It's like very music. It's it sounds like a lot of brass instruments.
So brass would be this is a long conversation. I don't know if you want to get into it, but like
we'll come back and finish. But set me off because it's fun. It makes you want to bounce, right?
Yeah. I mean, some of it is celebration music, but there's.
Yeah, like, hey, you want to like kick your feet and shit, wear a black coat and have a hat on and shit?
That's right.
So what are those instruments? Give me the instruments real quick.
Well, that's a trumpet, tuba. That clangy thing is me playing a cymbalum, which is a hammered dulcimer. We got a fiddle, accordion, flute.
Holy cow. It's an ensemble.
Yeah. Clarinet's very common. We don't have one currently necessarily, but we have a singer.
So what's the band name?
Mazel Tov Cocktail Hour.
All right, spell it though, because it's
just like it sounds.
Mazel Tov Cocktail.
Mazel Tov Cocktail Hour. Yeah.
Right.
It's very special, but there's a lot to talk about there.
All right, we'll come back and talk about that again. David, man, this has been fun.
Should I do this?
Hey, it blasted through. It didn't feel like an hour, did it?
No.
Right on. So. No shit that I thought I was going to die. Skydive stories. Hey, WazzyCircus Radio, thanks for checking us out. What fun shows, man. Thank you for supporting us. We're going to keep this shit rocking. If you're ever in Austin, if you ever come to the tunnel, we're going to Soup Peddler, man. It's so good. It's a little expensive, Dave. It's a little expensive.
I'm about to raise the prices.
Fuck Austin.
Yeah,
fucking Austin.
Welcome to life in the big city.
Oh, man. Can I get like a card or something?
Old timer?
Yeah.
Old timer card?
A coin? Because in Austin, they used to show coins. All right. You didn't find a story pre that?
What's that? I didn't find a story.
All right, go ahead. All right, so, okay. WazzyCircus Canopy Adventures. What we do is we go run down dunes so you can learn how to land your parachute. We go once a year. If you're a new jumper or not, come with us. We skydive from 18 grand in the mornings. We land parachutes on the beaches. Cozumel's coming up. It's more of a family adventure. It's not really a party adventure. It's Cozumel Playa. We don't know where the drop zone's at right now. You will land at the condos. It's amazing. And then Costa Rica is Costa Rica. Boom. You got one? I'm feeling Dave. All right.
I'll go for it here.
All right, go ahead, man.
It was a night jump. I jumped into the Nationals in Marina, Arizona, out of Spanky's Beach at around midnight in 1969 with a group from Los Angeles. We used the pool as our point of reference because that was the only bright thing outlined with lights that we were sure of. We had no idea of the wind conditions on the ground. Turns out it was blowing from 100 feet down. I thought I could see the direction in which the planes were tied down, so we used that as the direction for the jump. In reality, Spanky knew all along which direction to point us. He just putting up with all of our corrections till he got tired of us calling them out. And then he just said, time to get out. When I got down to 60 or 70 feet, I could see that all the plants were running in the wrong direction and faster than I expected. I did a last chance 180 turn back into the wind to try and slow down a little on landing. My touchdown, my mane wrapped around a bush, so I didn't need to cut it away. At 0 dark 30, desert is very cold, so I slept, wrapped in my mane, and had some of it propped up over that bush so the rising sun would not beat down on me. I had some candy and a beer in my leg pocket, so I was all set for breakfast when I got up. We ended up landing all over the county, and it took some time in the morning light to get everyone rounded up.
That's a fucked up story. Hey, will you sign and date that, David?
Sure thing.
So this cat landed off and just slept in his canopy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 1969. That's crazy. They didn't have cell phones and shit. David Ansel.
Great pleasure.
Hey, man. We'll come back and do this again, and we'll talk about... I'm interested in what you're doing.
Well, we didn't even talk about music. I mean, that's don't...
Hey, last question. Will you come fly with me, please?
Okay.
Thank you, man.
All right.
We don't have to spend or anything.
Right on.
You might love it, bro. You're a musician. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
the expression is amazing.
I can dig it.
You're the coolest dude I know, David.
Thank you.
WazzyCircus Radio, hit me up. Patreon, baby. Spotify, iTunes, YouTube. Holla at your boy. Taco time. Yeah, that was fun, man.
Yeah.
Do see you learned a lot.